Hello and welcome back to the shed. In today's video we're going back to basics. I'm going to show you how we edge joint these boards so we can make a perfect glue line to laminate them together. For today's video I've got these two bits of scrap and we're going to try and edge joint them together. I'm going to show you the way you could do it and then a second way that's going to make it much quicker and much easier for you to edge joint these two boards so they're going to have a perfect matched glue joint every time. For the first way, you need to make sure that you've already got a flat reference face, and this would be the standard way that most people would do it. So you'd have a square, and you'd keep checking with your square, make sure your board's all good and square. Put it in here, you work your... And then you take it back out, you get your square, go, oh yeah, that's square all the way along. Oh, okay, we're good to go. And then you'd repeat the process on that side. And then you come to bring them together and you go, oh no, they don't match. So we bring them in like this. Make sure they're all level the way we want them. Tap them all into place so you've got it lined up to this edge because that's the edge you're going to use. I'm just going to come in from this edge because there's a little bit of tear out. Now, assuming we've got this nice and flat, and you can use a straight edge or a square, and we can check that this has actually come through flat so we haven't actually deviated our hand planes. So, assuming we've used proper hand plane technique, now we take these out, we reverse them back to the way they were before. Let me quickly put a couple of clamps on this so you can actually see this and see how clean a joint it actually is now. And then I'll explain why doing this works so well. So then we come up with a couple of clamps, and since we'd be laminating it, this is how you're most likely going to clamp them. So we'll bring them up nice and flat here, line them up, do them up nice and tight, alternating each side when we clamp, putting even clamping pressure, assuming we have our clamps adjusted correctly, which I don't. So, spaced evenly apart, keep them all pushed down, which is a little bit hard with this timber because it's been reclaimed, so it's going to be a little bit out of flat. What I've done is I just whacked some sandpaper on this just to even that line up. And we can see that that is, if we get really close, you can see that that is a very, 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 very clean joint line. So why does this technique work so well? Well, when you've got your boards together like this, and you're going to come in with your hand plane, you might angle it like this, for instance, which means you're taking off less on this side up here and more off this side over here. So we're kind of angled like that. So if we look at these boards, let's say this is our high point and this is our low point. So we might be angled like that. So if you can see that line just here, we might be angled right through like that. So when we come around, this high point and this low point join back up together, and you can see that even though these lines are apart, you can see the angles are opposite each other, which means that they will match perfectly and they'll counteract each other because of the way we had them. So the high point, low point, they match, counteract each other, and then we get a perfect joint right along the edge of the board. So I hope this gives you a good understanding or a better understanding of why this technique is the best way to go about edge jointing. Now maybe if you're working with really big boards you might not be able to do this, but if you can, it's the best way to go about doing it. It makes it quick and easy joint, and it's going to be practically foolproof for any beginner that is doing it, and they're going to come out looking top-notch every single time. So if you like this video and you'd like to see some more woodworking techniques like this, please check out the playlist down here where I take you through making the 3 most common woodworking joints. And if you'd like to support me a little bit further, please consider checking me out on Patreon. Bye for now.